We've all heard about pandemics, but do you know what they exactly are? Well, pandemics are large-scale outbreaks of infectious disease that can greatly increase morbidity and mortality over a wide geographic area and cause significant economic, social, and political disruption. Okay, we know most of you still didn't get a clear understanding of it, so we've prepared something special for you. What we've done is that we've compiled a list of the 10 best movies based on different pandemics. I believe that you all love movies now, and since the lockdown, many of us have been binge watching different Netflix series and movies. And this list will help you include some pretty good films on your watch list. So sit back and watch this video till the end, because today we bring you the top 10 movies based on pandemics. And let's begin right away. Number 10, Carriers, 2009. So the first movie to take a spot in our list is a sci-fi horror thriller from 2009 called Carriers. Starring Chris Pine, Carriers is an intense, gripping thriller about a deadly threat beyond anyone's worst nightmare. Determined to escape a lethal virus, 4 teens set out in search of an uncontaminated refuge, only to discover that they're far more dangerous to each other than the virus they're trying to survive. Carriers is a pulse-pounding journey into a world where laws and rules no longer apply, and no one can be trusted, not even your friends. Number 9, Blindness, 2008. Adapted from the 1995 novel of the same name by Portuguese author José Saramago, Blindness is a movie about a society suffering an epidemic of blindness. Starring Mark Ruffalo and Julianne Moore, Blindness is one of the most unpleasant, not to say unendurable films I've ever seen. So you've been warned, folks. This may be one disturbing film to watch, but if we're talking an epidemic of blindness, this is exactly how it'll be. Number 8, The Last Days, 2013. Originally titled Los Últimos Días, The Last Days is a Spanish film about a mysterious epidemic that spreads across the planet. Humanity develops an irrational fear of open spaces, which causes death within seconds. Soon, the entire global populace is trapped inside buildings. The Last Days may in fact be the best film released in 2013 that you haven't seen yet, especially given the present circumstances. Number 7, 93 Days, 2016. What happens when one of the deadliest infectious diseases known to man arrives in a megacity with over 21 million people? 93 Days tells us exactly the answer, since this movie is a riveting real-life thriller about courageous men and women who risked their lives and also made sacrifices to save Nigerians from the consequences of the outbreak of the highly dreaded Ebola virus disease. If you want to get a better picture of what happens around during a pandemic, then this one is a must-watch. Number 6, Train to Busan, 2016. According to Rotten Tomatoes, Train to Busan delivers a thrillingly unique and purely entertaining take on the zombie genre, with fully realized characters and plenty of social commentary to underscore the bursts of skillfully staged action. Now, we know the zombie genre is a little different from the pandemics. However, the nature of the movie is something similar to the other movies on this list. Just watch this Korean film and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. We bet you won't be disappointed. Number 5, Flu, 2013. Hailing from South Korea, this film is about a virus that tears through Bundang. It all starts when a human trafficker is infected with an unknown virus and dies in a Bundang hospital, covered in oozing red rashes and coughing up blood. Within hours, the virus spreads all over the city and death goes viral as the body count rapidly rises. The infected only have 36 hours to live, and with no one able to get in or out of the city, chaos reigns as communication is cut off and riots break out. Medical professionals are in a panic over the mystery killer virus, and soon the government orders the military into quarantine the entire city. All of the hallmarks of a virus-themed disaster movie are present and accounted for, but Flu scores extra points for being very intense, crazily entertaining, and rife with political distrust. Number 4, 12 Monkeys. An unknown and lethal virus has wiped out 5 billion people in 1996. Only 1% of the population has survived by the year 2035 and is forced to live underground. A convict, James Cole, reluctantly volunteers to be sent back in time to 1996 to gather information about the origin of the epidemic, who he's told was spread by a mysterious army of the 12 monkeys, and locate the virus before it mutates so that scientists can study it. Unfortunately, Cole is mistakenly sent to 1990, 6 years earlier than expected, and is arrested and locked up in a mental institution where he meets Dr. Catherine Rayleigh, a psychiatrist, and Jeffrey Goins, the insane son of a famous scientist and virus expert. Number 3. 28 Days Later. The best purely British horror science fiction film in decades, 28 Days Later is the first great apocalypse movie of the new millennium. Activists set lab animals free from their cages, only to learn too late that they're infected with a rage virus that turns them into frothing, savage killers. The virus quickly spreads to human beings, and when a man named Jim awakens in an empty hospital and walks outside, he finds a deserted London. 28 Days Later is a tough, smart, ingenious movie that leads its characters into situations where everything depends on their and our understanding of human nature. Any listing about pandemic movies would be incomplete without this, and 28 Days Later takes a well-deserved third spot in our list. Number 2. Outbreak, 1995. A dangerous airborne virus threatens civilization in this tense thriller. After an African monkey carrying a lethal virus is smuggled into the US, an outbreak occurs in a California town. The disease develops into a strain of influenza, and the small town of Cedar Creeks is placed under martial law as the infection rapidly spreads. To control the spread of the disease, a team of doctors is brought in that includes a contagious disease expert, Dustin Hoffman, and his ex-wife, Renee Russo. Once the army intervenes to handle the situation, though, the doctors must fight against the clock to save the town and its residents. There's also an iconic scene in a movie theater that, were they not already closed, would make you think twice before visiting the multiplex. Number 1. Contagion, 2011. Contagion follows the rapid progress of a lethal airborne virus that kills within days. As the fast-moving epidemic grows, the worldwide medical community races to find a cure and control the panic that spreads faster than the virus itself. At the same time, ordinary people struggle to survive in a society coming apart. Steven Soderbergh's medical thriller Contagion, released in 2011, raced back up the iTunes charts to take a top 10 position in April. The fast-paced thriller charts the rapid transmission of a virus across the globe as scientists hurry to find a vaccine and social order disintegrates. Despite being a Hollywood thriller, this breathless, multi-perspective narrative has been described as ultra-realistic, informed by the World Health Organization, and praised for its accurate depiction of a pandemic by scientists. It's also got a Hollywood cast to make you weak at the knees. Gwyneth Paltrow, Jude Law, Marion Cotillard, Matt Damon. But seeing Paltrow catch the flu on film couldn't have inspired confidence in her wellness brand, Goop. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to keep watching more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. And until next time, stay indoors and stay safe.